Hello, welcome back to Right Dude Reviews. I am the Right Dude. Now, this is one review I've been looking forward to since I first saw the trailer. If you're not familiar with the person that I am, let me state that one type of animation media I love is Japanese anime. I have been a fan of anime for a really long time. I've seen all the Studio Ghibli films, reviews coming soon, and even some non-Studio Ghibli films like Belle, Pompa the Cinephile, and Inuo. Hell, I even like some based on popular anime TV shows like My Hero Academia and One Piece. However, one of my all-time favorite non-Studio Ghibli anime films is Your Name, directed by Makota Shinkai. Now, Shinkai is mainly known for his anime teenage romance stories. In fact, there is a trope you will find in all of his movies. However, he also tries to put those kinds of stories in different scenarios, such as a girl being able to control the weather, or the high school boy and girl living separate lives being placed in each other's shoes every 2 days. Now, I have seen most of Shinkai's feature-length films, and for me, they range from amazing at best to okay at worst. Now, if you've watched my previous reviews, you know that I usually show clips to prove a point. However, I will only be showing the trailers and still images since the film is still in theaters and I do not need YouTube to give me any more shit than I already have gotten from them in the past, despite my reviews falling under fair use, but that's a discussion for another time. When I saw the trailer for Makoto Shinkai's newest film, Suzume, I was excited to see it. I even thought about asking my friends on the Cool Kids channel if they wanted to do a Cool Kids review of it, but decided against it for 2 reasons. One, the schedule of April was already full of live streams such as the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Renfield, Evil Dead Rise, and Beau Was Afraid, and 2, no one was really as excited about it as I was. Not to mention I was the only one familiar with Shinkai on the panel. After seeing it, I could happily say that this is, as of April 2023, my favorite film so far this year. Yes, even more so than John Wick Chapter 4. First off, the animation is beautiful. I am always a sucker for anime style films and the animation never fails to disappoint. The score is also brilliant. It fits very well with the tone and the mood of the film. The characters are great and very likable. Not one character came across as uninteresting or unlikable. I love Suzume as a character. She is very interesting and you feel the struggles and the heartbreak she has to go through. Same goes for Sota. He is not just a dull, boring love interest. He is a guy who has dreams of being a teacher, but is tasked by tradition to keep the Namazu, the worm entity, from the ever after at bay by being a closer. He feels like a real character, and without spoiling anything, it is very heartbreaking to know what happened to him later in the film. Also, Daijin is so freaking adorable. This looks like a cat you would want to take home with you. As for the rest of the characters, they don't get a lot of screen time, but they serve their purpose and get just the right amount of screen time for their roles. The film got a major inspiration from the earthquake and tsunami disasters that hit the Tohoku region of Japan in March of 2011. Also, while the themes may be similar to Makoto Shinkai's other films about loss and grief, it was incorporated very well here. I heard from many people complaining that the pacing was slow at times, especially when she, her aunt, and Soda's friend were riding in the car. While I understand where they're coming from, it never really bothered me. In fact, I saw it as a way to slow down the story to reflect the emotions of the characters and bring some depth and development to these characters. It's the same reason why my favorite scene in Spirited Away is a scene where Chihiro and No-Face are riding the train together and they don't say a word. The scene where Suzume and her aunt Tamaki are arguing shows the depth of these characters. Suzume is still coming in terms with losing her mother, while her aunt is still struggling with losing her sister and still being a good parent. You could tell that her aunt really cares for her niece. And this is called character development. Suzume is learning to overcome the loss of her mother and learns that love finds a way through the most difficult of times. She also learns about acceptance. where she comes to terms with her trauma of losing her mother and accepts the boundaries of life and death. Remember, the last stage of the grieving process in the Kubler-Ross grief stages is acceptance. It shows you how to be able to move on and get to the acceptance stage. I was crying at the very end of this film. To be honest, I can't even think of anything wrong with this film. What more can I say? It's a great film. It's hard to say which I love more, this or Your Name, but I could easily say this is some of Shinkai's best work that I have seen so far. Give this film a watch if you have the chance. I don't know how the rest of 2023 will fare out, but as of April 2023, this is my favorite film so far this year. My final rating is a perfect 10 out of 10. Give this film a watch. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.